and welcome to part 2 of Ahmed Deedat Great answer to Christian lady about covering the head of women in Islam. Look at how crazy they're going from her question, like, oh, they got him.
The woman who could wear her hair, so shave them off, shave it off.
No, as we read from the verse, it is as if her hair should be shaved off. Not to shave it off. You're trying to understand it to your own means.
That's what the Bible says. And you woman, your Bible says she must not be allowed to open her mouth in the church. But that's your church is there.
Okay, let's see what that verse has to say. It is about orderly worship from 1 Corinthians 14. 26 down. What then shall we say, brothers? When you come together, everyone has a hymn, or a word of instruction, a revelation, a tongue, or an interpretation. All of these must be done for the strengthening of the church. If anyone speaks in tongue, 2 or at the most 3 should speak, one at a time, and someone must interpret. If there is no interpreter, the speaker should keep quiet in the church and speak to himself and God. So in this, it is speaking here that the man should also keep quiet. You see that? So it also says that the man should be kept quiet in the church. 2 or 3 prophets should speak, and the others should weigh carefully what is said. And if a revelation comes to someone who is sitting down, the first speaker should stop. For you can all prophesy in turn, so that everyone may be instructed and encouraged. The spirits of prophets are subjected to the control of prophets. For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. As in all the congregations of the saints, women should remain silent in the churches. They are not allowed to speak, but must be in submission, as the law says. If they want to inquire about something, they should ask their own husbands at home, for it is a disgrace for a woman to speak in the church. Did the word of God originate with you, or are you the only people it has reached? If anybody thinks he is a prophet or spiritually gifted, let him acknowledge that what I am writing to you is the Lord's command. If he ignores this, he himself will be ignored. Therefore, my brothers, be eager to prophesy, and do not forbid speaking in tongues, but everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way. So what this is saying is be orderly in how you're doing things. So a woman, if she's talking about, what she did last week, what dress she bought, what kind of perfume she's wearing, she's got dishes at home to wash. This is saying, shut up, this is not important. Somebody is prophesying from the Lord. Do not speak about these things. This is what it means, is to not go out of order when things are happening in the church, to be kept silent. Now, let me show you from the Old Testament and the New exactly what will happen. The Lord's answer. Then the Lord will be jealous for his land and take pity on his people. The Lord will repay to them. I am sending you grain, new wine and oil, enough to satisfy you fully. Never again I will make you an object of scorn to the nations. I will drive the northern army from far from you, pushing it into a parched and barren land, with its front columns going into the eastern sea, and those in the rear into the western sea. And its stretch will go up, its smell will rise. Surely he's done great things. Be not afraid, O land. Be glad and rejoice. Surely the Lord has done great things. Be not afraid, O wild animals, for the open pastures are becoming green. The trees are bearing their fruit. The fig tree and the vine yield their riches. Be glad, O people of Zion. Rejoice in the Lord your God, for he has given you the autumn rains in righteousness. He sends you abundant showers, both autumn and spring rains as before. The threshing floors will be filled with grain. The vats will overflow with new wine and oil. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the great locust and the young locust, the other locust and the locust swarm, my great army that I will send among you. You will have plenty to eat until you are full, and you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you. Never again will my people be shamed. Then you will know that I am in Israel, that I am the Lord your God, and that there is no other. Never again will my people be shamed. And afterward I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour my Spirit in those days. I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fires and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. From on Mount Zion in Jerusalem there will be deliverance, as the Lord has said, among the servants whom the Lord called. Show me where in Islam the Spirit is equal on both men and women, and that your sons and daughters will prophesy. No, this is not true and totally contrary to the teachings of Islam. Now let's continue reading about what Islam teaches. Narrated Abu Said al-Khudri, once Allah's apostle went to the Musalla to offer the prayer, O ordained or al-Fitr prayer. Then he passed by the woman and said, O woman, give alms, as I have seen that the majority of the dwellers of hellfire were you. They asked, Why is it so, O Allah's apostles? He replied, You curse frequently, and are ungrateful to your husbands. I have not seen anyone more deficient in intelligence and religion than you. A cautious, sensible man should be led astray by some of you. The woman asked, O Allah's apostle, what is deficient in our intelligence and religion? He said, Is it not evidence of 2 women equal to the witness of 1 man? They replied in the affirmative. He said, This is the deficiency in her intelligence. Isn't it true that a woman can neither pray nor fast during her menses? The woman replied in the affirmative. He said, This is the deficiency in her religion. Sahih Bukhari 16301. Well, this is completely not true, because at my church, there are women prayer warriors. They're praying all the time for the saints and for people, more than me. In Christianity, I remember hearing a story one time about this guy. He went to a party and he was wearing a suit, and then a year later he came to the party wearing that same suit again, and she remembered. A man goes to a gathering or an event and asks, like a Christmas party or something. Who is it that can tell you what people were wearing, what they spoke about, what food and hors d'oeuvres were on the table? It's the women. They have way better minds than us. So this is absolutely a lie, and so is the Quran when it says this, because it's the book of lies made by Satan. Now I'm out of time. Stay tuned for the coming number 3.